we're going to move further into the future. First, I want to talk about the Kickstarter with Lisa Frank, and then I want to go back and revisit the Amina Mucciolo situation. So let's get into it. I feel like this is multiple deep dives in one deep dive, but hey, it's not a deep dive, it's a deeper dive, so makes sense. In making the intro for this video, I kept forgetting things. Or saying something out of order, then like jumping back, you know? So I'm re-recording the intro, so that is why I have different clothes on and my hair looks different, is because I'm doing this on a different day. This time I have my notes right here, so I'm not gonna forget anything. Okay, so Glamour Dolls is a makeup company. Lisa Frank, you know Lisa Frank. They get together and they want to do a collab for makeup. This is in February of 2017. So a Kickstarter is started to raise money for this makeup campaign. The makeup is supposed to be out September of 2017. So that's February of 2017 to September of 2017 is what it was supposed to be. If they only knew. Okay. So they do reach their goal. Glamour Dolls reaches the goal of $370,000. Yay! But not yay, because they don't deliver on their promise of the makeup to the backers. September of 2017 arrives and leaves, and the people don't have their makeup. They're going, where is our makeup? I paid money for this. Where is it? Glamour Dolls is just making excuses at this point. Production this. You know, something didn't turn out the way we thought it to that. You know, just whatever. They're given reasons, but they should have planned for this. Production takes time, and you plan for that time. And you even plan extra padding in for any sort of complications. So a product finally does come out, but they don't send the whole thing out. They just send this bronzer out. And they don't even send it to everybody. They just send it to some of the people. And now, that's what I read in a lot of articles, but in reading the comments section, I did see that I think some brushes may have come out and maybe a couple other products, but the thing is, it was sparse, it didn't go out to everybody, and a huge majority of people did not receive it. Most of the items were never put out, and people are still waiting for it like today. They did send a postcard and a promise out with like check marks, because it was supposed to come out like Christmas time, or you know, because it was supposed to come out and people could give it as Christmas gifts. And so they gave this thing that had like check marks, like you're going to receive this, you'll be receiving this, so they could still give it to someone. So the products were supposed to come out September 2017. At the time of recording this, it's August 2020. That means that people have been waiting 2 years and 11 months for their products. And to be honest, I don't think they're going to get their products, because now Glamour Dolls and Lisa Frank are in a legal dispute. So I don't think they're ever going to come out, because they're not even working together anymore. Let's go back to 2017 though. So a lot of people were like, where's the product? Where's the product? Glamour Dolls did these like updates on their Kickstarter, and they just blame it on production errors, printing errors, things they hadn't foreseen, which to me, it sounds like then you're incompetent, because if you're a makeup company, you pad in time for things like that, and they didn't. And then when you go through the updates, it kind of morphs. It's like production errors, this error, that error, but then it turns into Lisa Frank. She's not approving this. We can't meet her standards. Lisa didn't like it, so we're redoing it. And you know, it was production errors, but then you start hearing, it's Lisa's fault, but they're trying to say it like politely. Like, because of Lisa's high standards, we haven't gotten this out yet. Because at this point, they're still working with her, so I think they're trying not to upset her. So people are sick of waiting. A lot of the people are just done. They go, you know what? I don't even care about the makeup anymore. I've been waiting so long that I'm over it. Send me a refund. I'm done. Send me a refund. But Glamour Dolls doesn't send a refund. Instead, they give all these excuses, and they don't say it directly, but they like put an update up and are like, our money went to Lisa Frank. We spent this money on artwork. They don't say, so we can't give a refund, but that's what they're saying with that post. And they don't respond to people who ask for refunds. They just put that update up. People were not happy about this. There are a lot of claims in the Better Business Bureau, I'll tell you that. So the people don't get their makeup, and Kickstarter is pretty much blaming Lisa. But if Kickstarter had done any vetting, they would have seen that Lisa was notoriously very hard to work with, because that Jezebel article was out in 2017, and if you search Lisa Frank, that's one of the first hits. Like, maybe they did know about the article and did read the article, but when they met Lisa in person, she seemed nice. I mean, we don't know, but it was out there, you know, that information was out there. And really, Kickstarter using Lisa Frank as an excuse to not give refunds, I guess indirectly, but they are. Their actions are saying it. But they're still accountable to the people. Just look at the Kickstarter terms of service. Okay, we're going to terms of use. Let's go in here. This is Kickstarter right here, Kickstarter. Right here. When a project is successfully funded, and that's what this project was, they met their goal. The creator must complete the project and fulfill each reward. That's what the rules are. So they need to pay these people back or give them a product. And while all this is going on, there's something else that happens that I haven't even mentioned yet. And it's kind of like incredible and not in a good way. So people are waiting for this product and they're getting excuses, all different excuses as for why the product is not ready. Then here's the kicker. People start seeing Lisa Frank Glamourdolls products in their Ipsy bag. So Ipsy is this subscription service. You pay $10 a month and you get a makeup bag that you get to keep. Yeah, you don't send it back. Why do I say that you get to keep? And you get 5 makeup products. Some products are full size, some are like, I wouldn't say sample size, I'd say like travel size, because it's bigger than a one-time use sample. But so, I guess mini products and full size products, you pay $10 a month. So that's what Ipsy is. People who didn't even order it now have this makeup. And this made the people who had given money to this Kickstarter furious. Like, how have I waited and I've given money and yet this product is out elsewhere? Does that mean you're lying to us, Lisa Frank? Does that mean you're lying to us, Glamourdolls? Like, what in the world? So the CEO of Glamourdolls, they say, oh, the Ipsy makeup was unrelated to the Kickstarter campaign. It was a part of the original collaboration with Lisa Frank before the campaign launched. We have a contract with Ipsy as well, he said. All that does is give me more questions than answers. I'm so utterly confused by that. Now, if it was just Glamourdolls makeup that came out in the Ipsy bag, that would make so much more sense. I thought this Kickstarter was to create this makeup. So how are you creating that makeup and sending it out to Ipsy if the Kickstarter was for creating that makeup? So confused. Side note, they showed a picture of it and I was like, wait a second, that packaging looks familiar. I get the Ipsy bag, so I dug through and check this out. I have a Lisa Frank Glamourdolls makeup. Look, here's the front, XOXO Lisa Frank. Here's the back. Oh, can I get it to focus? Do I need to do this thing? I don't know how they do it. Well, you can see it says Glamourdolls. I don't know how to do the focusing. Well, mine is an eyeshadow. In the article, they said it was a bronzer, and theirs had square, like the whole inside was square. So I think mine's just the same component on the outside. They slap a different sticker on it, and then mine is round. As you can see, I've used it. It's pretty. And this is the other thing. I'm over Lisa Frank. I'm not throwing this away. Throwing it away is not going to do anything. And when it's on my face, no one knows, oh, that's Lisa Frank. If I put it on my face and it says, I love Lisa Frank, then no, I wouldn't be wearing it. But wearing this or not wearing this has no effect on Lisa Frank. So I'm still going to use this. I just thought that was interesting because I didn't even realize, I was reading it, not even realizing it. So the people on Kickstarter are waiting for their makeup, and here I am. I'm an Ipsy recipient. I have the makeup, and I didn't even pay for this, other than paying my Ipsy fee. Tangent. Okay, so then, right after this Ipsy stuff, the makeup, Glamourdolls Lisa Frank, showing up in Hot Topic. These people were irate. They are irate. Oh, and there was other stuff that upset people. So these backers, the people who paid, like I said, they're appalled at this. But when they did their pledge, there were different tiers. You give a different amount of money, you get a different thing, right? Well, one of the tiers was you are going to get a digital background if you give X amount of money. Well, Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls decides they're going to change that. They were first going to give the digital background, but they changed the tier, which, not cool. If they give their money, you shouldn't be changing it. Oh, the amount was $5 or more. That was all they need to give to get that tier. So when they changed it, they said, you are going to get vintage artwork from Lisa Frank. What? That sounds way cooler than just getting a phone wallpaper or something like that. I was thinking, wow, that's a much better tier. So people probably weren't upset to hear that. We're getting some vintage Lisa Frank art instead. Do you want to know what they sent them? So as I make these videos, I am learning this lesson over and over again. You read it in an article, it does not mean it's true. So this next part you're going to watch, I am spreading misinformation from an article that I read. Then I'm going to show you how I found out it was misinformation. So I just want to give a quick disclaimer so I don't continue to spread misinformation. I mean, Lisa Frank is collaborating with them. That means Lisa Frank is okay with this. So what they sent them was a postcard with a QR code on it. So that's not vintage. If it has a QR code printed on it, it's not vintage, period, because it's too new. Also, they said it was signed by Lisa Frank. Her signature was printed on. That's misleading. If it's signed by Lisa Frank, then she would need to sign each one. That's what, like a signed copy of a book. That means they signed it, not printing her signature on. So that was extremely misleading, and I feel like if I was a backer and I received that postcard in the mail, I would feel like they had lied to me. You know, and people may not have even been mad about that if it hadn't been a lie. Like if they had just been honest, like instead of the digital background, you're getting a postcard. Ow. So I've been learning so much as I've been making these videos. And one thing I've learned is you cannot believe everything you read in these articles. Look right here. They said, they show the postcards and they go, they aren't vintage. It also wasn't really autographed. It was just a signature photocopied onto hundreds of cards. And they say it's not vintage because look, there's a QR code, right? And look, it's the same signature. So yeah, believable. I believe that. Look, we're going to go to the updates. I've searched for the word postcard so I can get through this quicker. So here's the update. Okay, we're going to be completely honest here. Our warehouse goofed up. Remember when we said we were partnering with a third-party shipper for fulfillment moving forward? Well, as you can expect, we anticipate hitting a few bumps in the road, and one of them happened to be with the postcard. If all you remember, we said they'd be shipped out as a replacement for the digital background with your entire order once all of our products were through production, and our warehouse missed the memo. One of their excuses. As a result, those of you who received the single eyeshadow and bronzer got your postcard early. Okay. Okay, this is the part I'm looking for. Sorry. To clarify, all of the postcards have a message from Lisa Frank, but a random select 25 of you will receive an actual hand-signed card. So they're not even saying each one is going to be hand-signed. It's right here. Only 25 are going to be. The article doesn't mention any of that. Okay, so they aren't misleading about the signatures right here. Okay? And then this person, I was lucky enough to receive a signed postcard that came ripped. And this is the thing that Glamour Dolls was not clear on is I think they all have a signature on it. It's just only 25 of them have an original signature because I saw this a lot. Everyone's like, I got a signature one. I got a signature one. And I think, no, you got a photocopied signature one. You know what I mean? They weren't clear about that. Look, I got a hand-signed one. Everyone's saying it's bent. Okay, but then there's more. I'm pretty sure mine's signed for real. There's pink writing. Okay. Bent. And then right here. This explains the QR code, which did the article not read any of this? Okay. This explains why certain items... Okay, wait. QR codes actually came out in the 90s, if you can believe it. These postcards came right from the vault, right here. Unless they're lying, now I need to see when QR codes came up. We'll look at that in just a second. But right here, they reiterate 25 of you, 25 of you. The article doesn't mention that. Measly postcard. Actually signed. Yeah, see, are the 25 autographed and all the ones just typed? They didn't explain this part, so everyone's thinking they got a signed one. Because if you look here, see, it's pink writing. And so people are like, oh my gosh. They should have really explained that better. But the article didn't even... This wasn't hard to find, by the way. You just search postcard on the update, and there's the postcard information. One more. Oh my gosh, I got a signed postcard. I bet if I looked, I could find more than 25 people saying this. I got a signed postcard, so happy. And why is Glamour Dolls not correcting these people and letting them know? Oh my gosh, I got a signed postcard. Okay, yeah, just wanted to point that out. Okay, QR codes invented. When was the QR code invented? 1994. Okay, then they weren't lying. These could actually be vintage. Yeah, just do a little research, not hard to find. So next, I'd like to look at the experience of Andy Sparkles. I found her online. She was a Kickstarter backer, and she blogs her whole experience, so it'll be nice to get a first-hand account of what happened. Okay, here is the Andy Sparkles blog. Here's that postcard, and she did receive one product. She ordered the entire collection, and she only ever received one product. 2 years, 11 months later, this is it. Here's her vintage artwork with the QR code. So she wrote the blog, and when you read it, she's like got a cheerful tone. She's excited about this makeup. But then she had to come back and do an update, right here, update, because she never got her makeup. So you'll see the tone in the update is quite a bit different than the tone in the blog. So after the initial shipment and 1,000 of other backers, so yeah. What I heard is not everybody got makeup. Like some people did and some people didn't. Of that first shipment they sent out, they didn't send it to everybody, I heard. I have not received any updates from Glamour Dolls for the Kickstarter campaign. Last update received by them was September 21st, 2018. I have found out that Glamour Dolls have complaints against them in the Better Business Bureau, and I have read online before that they are being investigated by federal authorities. I am highly disappointed in this collaboration and feel taken advantage of by Glamour Dolls. And Lisa Frank, hello. I know there are thousands of other backers who feel the same way. I did not invest a lot of money, about $50, but I do hope everyone gets their money back and Glamour Doll makes things right. If you are reading this and have any information on Glamour Dolls Kickstarter, please comment or reach out to me. I would like to stay updated. So the original campaign had several pledge categories from $5 to $45. The campaign is more popular than they expected, so they add additional pledges ranging from $5 to $200. Every pledge member received confirmation emails and updates throughout the process of creating and developing the makeup line. They end up raising their $370,000 from almost 6,000 backers. Then they add the additional items such as nail polishes, nail files, and mystery eyeshadow palette. So, oh look, see? Oh, mine is hearts and that one is cheetah. Okay, so I guess mine was a little different. So the Kickstarter initially sent out the partial shipment of the bronzer to some of the recipients, but not all. They received a bronzer and promised for more to come. I keep comparing mine. Mine has blue, or is that purple print, and that is white print there. Mine did come in a bright box, I remember. I don't think I have the box anymore. So you can pause at any point to see what she got. Okay, so that was her experience. Like I said, I'm trying to keep it more focused on Lisa Frank, but I also want everything explained clearly before we get into looking at the updates. Okay, so let's look into the updates and see if we can find information about Lisa Frank. And so I wanted to figure out, when was the moment when Glamour Dolls and Lisa Frank stopped being on the same team. So if you go to the Kickstarter site, you see they have lots of updates. So I combed through the updates just looking for instances regarding Lisa Frank. This is a Lisa Frank deeper dive, so I'm trying to keep it relevant to her. And so now I'm going to show you the updates, but only the ones where we can see the relationship between Glamour Dolls and Lisa Frank. And from that, we can extrapolate when the falling out happened, hopefully. The Kickstarter right here, this content has been removed by Kickstarter due to an intellectual property dispute. If we scroll down, 64 updates. We're going to start with December 15th, 2017. The reason I'm starting with that one is the makeup was supposed to be out September of 2017. This is where the updates start after it's late. This is 3 months after when the products were supposed to be done. People are probably starting to get restless by now. 49, here we go. So what they do is they give out this holiday card because they're apologizing. Oh, so sorry we didn't get it out, but here's this card and you could check off the things that they're going to get so you can still give a gift, because now people aren't going to have the Christmas gifts they thought they were going to have. And so I'm looking through this. You can pause at any point if you want to like read the whole thing, but we have stuff to get through. This is the first thing I noticed, where they're blaming Lisa Frank. Our timelines shift nearly daily based on what is approved or what needs to be revised and edited. This is them blaming Lisa Frank, but at this point, them and Lisa Frank are on the same side, so they don't say her name, and they're trying to be like polite. But look, they bolded and put all uppercase daily. So at this point, Lisa Frank is holding up the makeup line because she keeps changing things and changing things. Now, Lisa has said herself that she's hard to work with because of how meticulous she is.
I'm crazy. I'm like, I'm a lunatic. I mean, we have to stop me and say, okay, it's enough. Because one illustration gets hundreds of hours in it. It's really, kind of madness.
This part, they're like, can you spot the mistake? So they say there's a mistake on this. Lisa didn't approve it. But I don't see a mistake. Here's what they say. Let me see if you can find it. Okay, the artwork on the front of the palette wasn't lining up correctly. For example, let's look at the two kitties' faces. They weren't lining up. It was challenging, but our supplier finally fixed the art. To save time, instead of shipping us the palette right away, we asked to see the video. Well, here's the video we received. And they say, can you spot the mistake below? We fixed the front and created a problem on the side sleeve. Now the art is off again. Lisa's art is extremely complicated. Okay, side sleeve. They don't say what it is. We fixed the front and created a problem on the side sleeve. I'm sorry, I'm getting annoyed because I watched this video. Maybe I just wasn't looking. Let's look again. So there's the front, faces line up. Great. Okay, side sleeve. What does that even mean? Like the edge? Oh, this right here. Okay, I see it. So Lisa doesn't approve the product. It's not out because of this line right here. Okay, that's update 49. Okay, we're going to skip a few updates and we're going to go to update 51. Now we're into February of 2018. 51. Your patience is not a notice. Okay, so in this update, they say, we're sorry, we don't post regularly. They're going to do their absolute best to update every week, okay? They find out that this lippy, I hate that term, I don't know why, that it turns out it needs to be hand painted. I'm guessing Lisa didn't like how it looked. You can't have a product that's going to go to the masses that needs to be hand painted. Well, as long as it's multiple people can paint it, I guess you could. For some reason, I was thinking one person had to paint it. I guess it's fine if you have a lot of people. It's just going to make the cost and time go up. Also, they found out that their highlighter package was leaking and they need to switch packaging. But I thought this was interesting here because this comes back to Lisa. Right here, they say the highlight shimmer powder was initially created with a cool and convenient tube and beautiful packaging. Right here. It took a very long time, much longer than we thought. All of this stuff is taking longer because of Lisa. But just at the beginning, they keep talking about time, but they're not saying Lisa's name. They're just like, yeah, this is taking longer because they're trying to protect her name and make her not look bad. But then they find out because it took so long and the product just was sitting in those tubes, but the tubes start leaking. And so then they were like, oh, it was a blessing in disguise because now we know that and they're not leaking at your home and we can switch the packaging. This part I thought seemed kind of manipulative. Well, most companies would wait until all the products are finished and then ship them in one package. We are going to try to do one better and send the products to you as they are finished. We'll, of course, continue to update you on the status during our regular Kickstarter updates. When you're doing bad, because right now they're doing bad, the product is super late, you don't need to blow out other candles to make your candle look brighter. And this is the other thing. They're talking about something they're going to do in the future. They haven't even done it yet. They're like, yeah, once we have it, we're going to send it to you, not like other companies. And they never did send it. So don't talk about things and then put other people down like you've done something great and then not even do it. So I don't know. This whole part, this isn't how you deal with people. This isn't how you talk to people. And look, right here, Glamour Dolls was responding to people. Now we're going to go to update 53. We're in March of 2018, and in this update, they actually fly to Arizona to go to Lisa in her studio. And something that stood out to me, it says, it gave us a chance to sit down and confirm some really cool and bright final design concepts. Confirm means that they had finished it and they need Lisa to come back and give them the okay. That means we're waiting on Lisa. So that confirms what I was thinking. Okay, I'm being cheesy, sorry. It's just crazy how far behind they are because these products were supposed to be out to the people and they're still confirming artwork and packaging. It's just so completely far behind and incompetent. And this next part is a big no, 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 no. Okay, then they go brainstorm some exciting ideas to start on once these products are fully in production. If you are on time, then yes, go ahead and do that. But when you are this far behind, no. Just work on getting product 1 out. Don't even think about product 2. You are not in a place to think about the next thing. No. Okay. Then we come down here, and this part, I had misread this. So they got to see Lisa's garden, and I read it as Lisa cooked for them, and then I reread it. And they said she had some beautiful veggies growing and even got to cook for her, which was really fun. So they cooked for her. That makes more sense. I'm not saying Lisa doesn't cook for people, but that just made more sense to me. Then they say some facilities were closed for the past 3 weeks for Chinese New Year. If you do your products in China, then that's like something they do every year. So wouldn't you already know about that? That wouldn't be a surprise to you, would it? It just comes back to incompetence again and again. Okay, let's go to the comments. Someone is asking for a refund. They're talking about complete lack of communication, inconsideration, and not keeping their end of the bargain in products. We're going to see this comment a lot. And this person, if you're sending out the items as they finish, then where are the brushes? And that's a great point, because didn't we see the brushes in the Ipsy bag? And in their last post, we're not like other companies. We're going to send them out as soon as they're done. Just the way they deal with things and the way they speak is just not cool. Oh, another person, if you're supposed to send them out as they finish, where are our brushes? I would like a refund. It's frustrating to even go through this. I'm feeling their frustration through this, you know? Oh, and someone talked about a tea spill video. And just side note, I went to go watch this video and it's not there anymore. It makes me nervous. Is my video are they gonna threaten me? Please don't. Please don't threaten me. I'm just reading stuff on the internet. So here is the Glamour Dolls response. They're still responding at this point. Please don't hesitate to reach out to us. Yeah, what's the point of reaching out though if you're not going to respond? I'm moving on. Okay, we're going to skip along to update 55. We are aware that this update took longer than any of you would like and are sensitive to that. And we're going to commit to update every 7 to 10 days or so. By adding or so, they're giving themselves a lot of wiggle room because that means they can pretty much update whenever they want. So they're pretty much changing what they said because previously they said they're going to do an update every week and they promised they will. And now it's like, we'll try. See, this is Glamour Dolls pulling away. And they just pull away and away and away. And now they're... the way they handled this was awful. And maybe it is all Lisa Frank being meticulous. Maybe that is the problem. Lisa Frank is too hard to work with. Well, this isn't how you deal with the public. When you are in the wrong, which they are for not giving them the stuff they promised and making poor decisions about who they're going to work with, then you need to take responsibility for that. We promised never to take 3 to 4 weeks to provide an update again. They do take, they break this promise, but there's a reason for it, and I'll get to that in a second. There's a cool bag that I'm sure no one has ever seen. Let's look down. Wait, what does this say? That's not how you spell a do. Do is a French word. Look, here's someone who doesn't mind the wait. I wonder if they feel that way now, Megan. Oh, please tell me the makeup we are waiting for will be better quality than the ones that have already been released. They look so cheap. Wow, look at this person. These backers need to chill. We will get this stuff when it's done. If you want instant gratification, go buy something on Amazon Prime. What is this? What date? Let's look at the date. March 29th, 2018. Promised in-hand date, September 17th. I saw this. I've seen this comment a lot. People were getting sick of the unicorns. Didn't have a problem with it being on some of the products, but like they really seem to have an emphasis on all that, and they wanted to see some of the other Lisa Frank characters. Okay, we're going to go to update 58. This is where we see the first signs of Glamour Dolls and Lisa Frank falling out. Here it is. Thirsty for Rainbow Juice Thursday. What a strange name. I don't like that. So they keep just being like, we have this problem, we have that problem. Everything's unforeseen. Okay, we get it. You are incompetent. That's what I take from that. This is where I feel like we're starting to see them getting really frustrated with Lisa Frank. But since they're partnered with her, they're trying their best not to upset her because they want these products to get out to the people. Lisa has incredible focus and attention to detail. So when she designs this artwork, she designs it to be significantly more nuanced and vibrant so that as you open and close the palette or turn it over and look at the sides, you will get something a little different at every turn. It's really something to behold. I am annoyed. That's how I read it. And we're very, very close to finishing this and sending it to you, and so we're extremely excited. Okay, let's see if they fix the side of this. Okay. Pretty. Those are pretty. Oh, they didn't show the side. Let me show you our Naturally Glam eyeshadow palette. Final sample, which is currently being reviewed. Oh. Well, why did you show this product and then not show us if it's fixed or not? Not to mention we haven't received our brushes. They're now sold in stores. See this right here. I don't get it, and we didn't get a good enough explanation. This person, Trish, knows what's up. I'm requesting a refund. This is absolutely absurd. If anyone thinks they're getting products this year, then they're sadly mistaken. She is correct. Okay, let's go to update 59. See, look, another unicorn. Everyone was getting sick of too many unicorns. Here, Lisa is mentioned. We've also finished final samples of the lip mousse and packaging. They're being reviewed by Lisa. And we will release pics as soon as the print and construction is approved. But do you see how now they're more frequently mentioning Lisa as the reason? Where before they were like, we're waiting on approval. And now they're saying we're waiting for Lisa to review it. And I think that's because their opinion is slowly changing and they care less and less. They are getting sick of everyone yelling at them when the fault is Lisa. And so they want to let people know, is my assumption. Clearly, it's just me assuming. It doesn't say that anywhere. Okay, so now we are moving on to update 60. Update 60. Oh. Sorry. Oh, but you're not running away. I just went down and now you're going to sit in my lap. It has to be my decision. Okay, Ramona, see, she's right here. Okay, here I feel like it's definitely them over it. Originally, the specs for this product were to involve a simple tube and cap with the product inside of it with the signature blah blah blah. Okay, however, when Lisa saw how vibrant the rose color was, she wanted to make sure that the design and construction of the tube made the product really shine. We first went out and found a way to make a metallic logo and cap. But then Lisa, being the colorful genius that she is, I feel like this is backhanded. They are annoyed, but they don't want Lisa to get mad at them. Realize that some shiny colors would look better than others when set against the rose color. These products need to be done, and they feel like she's dinking around. That's what it seems like. So she had us source 4 different colors, each one with exact specifications, so she could view them all against the rose color and choose which was best. We've now had these tubes and caps manufactured and sent to Lisa, and she will choose the best color match soon. She also made a really cool box packaging for this one that will be finished in the next week or 2. Here's a little video we made of the tubes for you. They just sound really annoyed and they're trying not to sound annoyed. I like this one the best, I think. Great video, thanks. I mean, the video's fine. Why am I? Okay. I feel like this is passive because they can't be direct because they're working with her. I guess I'm repeating myself, but yeah, that's what it seems like to me. Shame on Kickstarter, shame on Lisa Frank for letting you lead people on like this. This is so true. There's a huge list of products I never received, including a stupid postcard. Now your weekly updates are like a reminder of a deadbeat dad who says he's gonna pick you up, but then never comes and he just spoils his stupid girlfriend Hot Topic because she has big stupid tatas. Hang tight, hang tight. No. This next update is on May 31st, and this is actually a really important date because this is the last date where Glamour Dolls is allowed to make a post without Lisa Frank approval. Up until this point, they were just doing the posts whenever they pleased. Lisa didn't like this, so she had to put a stop to it. This is her reclusivity coming out. Is that a word? It's right here. This is the CEO, I don't know how to say that. Said the company was not allowed to share photos of the products. They asked him to stop, or them to stop posting updates without Lisa Frank approval after their May 31st post to Kickstarter. So they were not allowed to share the email because of their agreement with Lisa. They responded back to Lisa and they can show their email. So that's what they are showing us as their evidence. He said under the terms of their contract, they cannot share the Lisa Frank email. Here it is. So Lisa Frank, Kickstarter. Hi, Janice. Our apologies for this. We are generating feedback from backers seeking an update. So we tried to provide something very basic that would show forward progress.
We completely agree and understand your perspective here, and we absolutely believe it will be extremely beneficial to work with you and the Lisa Frank team to generate updates that are specific and will work most effectively to provide the highest percentage of positive feedback. And Tori is Victoria, and that's the Public Relations Director of Glamour Dolls.
After the May 31st one, the posts pretty much stop. I think the next post after that, they're in the lawsuit with Lisa Frank. So keep that in mind when we look at these next updates, because we're almost to the end of them. Okay, so let's look at this May 31st update, why don't we?
Right here. Okay, so 62, this is their last on their own Glamour Dolls. After this, they're supposed to have Lisa Frank approval. So look, September. It goes from May all the way to September. But let's look at the May one. They don't tell the people that either, I don't believe. All the products are now being fully reviewed with just minor touch-ups to the artwork. We're very close to the production finish line. Yeah, you keep saying that. Lisa will be adjusting these. I know it's been a long wait, and right now we ourselves are often in a waiting period as the final review samples continue to be manufactured and delivered to us and Lisa for review. They're just waiting on Lisa. That's all any of this is, it seems. Well, other than that printing stuff, but that was Lisa saying that's not good enough. I don't know. I don't think it's a big deal, but I don't make makeup, so. Updates, refunds, or have you just taken our money and run at this point? Oh, see? Nothing from the creator. See, you used to see them leaving responses. Now you don't see that. And everyone, the more upset they get, the further away Glamour Dolls pulls away. And then, of course, Lisa Frank doesn't respond to anything. I mean, they aren't talking to Lisa Frank here, but I just mean in general. She does respond sometimes, but it's most of the time she chooses not to say anything.
So they do the May one, and now we're going all the way to September.
Can we figure out from the post if they are working with Lisa at this point or if they are done with Lisa? We apologize for the delay in delivery. We understand that you might be disappointed. Look, this is what I think of as excuses, because everyone's asking for refunds, and instead of actually talking about it, they just talk about how much they've spent. The people who want refunds don't care how much you've spent. They want their refund. The update is to share information with you regarding our efforts to fulfill our obligations and to account for the money that you so generously committed to this campaign.
And did they use these people's money to make this? Did these people pay for this? I want to know, because I shouldn't have this. If that money for the Kickstarter campaign went to this that's in my hand, I should not have this. They should have this.
Below is how much we raised in this campaign. This itemized list that follows, okay, you need a comma. This guy, I don't like how he writes, shows how we have appropriately extended those funds towards completion of this product. So they're saying they spent $200,000 more than they raised, because I believe they said they raised $370,000. So right here, they're saying, look how much money we gave to Lisa Frank. Look how much money we gave to Lisa Frank. That's what these two are saying. Okay, pay the people back. And then all I see is excuses. Actual delivery of the Lisa Frank licensed products to you require that we take the following steps. Blah, blah, blah. Yes, we understand that you need to take steps to make the artwork. Or the makeup. We get it. It's not A to B. There's lots of steps in between. They know that. They don't think this is some easy thing. Oh, look, there's my item. At this point, I think they're not working with Lisa because of this. I don't think they would have put this in. I don't think Lisa would have allowed them to put this in. So this makes me think they're done with Lisa. At this point, them and Lisa are on two different teams. We've seen Lisa will fight for years on things to get her way. You are terrible people who ripped us off and ran away with our money. Horrible people, dishonest thieves. Let's see if we see any creator comments. No. So basically, we all got scammed. I'm so disappointed in Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls.
So that was September 21st, 2018. From there, silence until 2020. No updates. Really?
No refunds, no updates. If you were one of the Kickstarter people and you did receive a refund, let us know. I would love to know. Maybe some people did get a refund. It's just those people might not be talking about it because they had their refund, so they're not, you know, they have no reason to comment. There's only one last post. Let's go look at it. April 20th, 2020. It's all bolded now. It's been a while. We haven't forgotten about you. Okay, here. As of July 2018, the artist who we were collaborating with. Okay, wait. So May 31st, 2018 was that post. Then Lisa was like, you can't do posts without my approval. So, okay, that was May. So June, July. Only 2 months or maybe even a month and a half after that, the legal action happened. I don't think Lisa Frank liked those updates, so especially with them saying, we're waiting on Lisa, we're waiting on Lisa. Lisa Frank's not, from what I've learned about Lisa Frank's personality, she's not going to like that. To this date, we have paid to the artist. Okay, you still owe the other people money. I feel like you saying this makes you think you don't owe the other people, the backers, money, and you do. They are blessed to have some law firms who heard of our situation and reached out to help. Well, that's good. Over the past few years, we have learned that we are not the first people to have negative experience working with the artist. Jezebel article. From the time you started working with her, that Jezebel article was out and easy to find. And then they bring up Amina, who we're going to get to next. Thank you for being patient as we continue to work with our lawyers and trade partners. I don't think the makeup line is coming out, but they do need to give those refunds, period. And I wish we could get Lisa Frank to speak on this, but she's not going to. I want my money back. This is ridiculous, unprofessional. I want a refund. You know what we could really use in COVID times? My money from this project. I just want my money back. Did the creator respond to any? No. Oh, when I was looking and researching, there was a comment, and I was going to come back and record the comment and go find it. And they were talking about CBD, because there's a CBD product that was put out by Glamour Dolls on April 20th, 2020, 4/20. And so I'm like, great, let me go find that comment. And look, not found. And I keep hitting, let me scroll, I'm scrolling so much because I keep hitting the load more. And not found. I don't know why that comment, did it get deleted? I don't know, but the guy was making a comparison. Don't you think it's peculiar that they haven't done an update in years, and then they make an update on the day they have a product release? So let's just go fact check that. So, Glamour Dolls. Okay, CBD. Just in for 420, so he wasn't making that up. So that is peculiar. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about that other than, is it just a coincidence that when they finally do an update after years of not doing an update, that it's on the same day that they're actually having a product come out? I mean, I don't know. I guess you be the judge. In regards to Lisa Frank and Glamour Dolls, Lisa Frank is hard to work with. She continued to be hard to work with. That's what happened there. Then, Glamour Dolls is not taking the blame for anything. They're not taking blame for doing anything wrong in that April 20th post, which I thought was strange. Where is the profusely apologizing? You can still say, hey, we're in a legal dispute with the artist, and we paid her this much money, and we are so incredibly sorry we have not gotten refunds. We are working on getting them. We are in the wrong here. You know, something, instead of just, I hate the way they communicate to the backers. So I guess, okay, these backers have been waiting 2 years, 11 months. It's not going to come. Lisa Frank doesn't, if Lisa Frank was concerned with how this was affecting, like if Lisa Frank cared about the people that paid for this, she might make a statement. She hasn't made a statement. I don't think she cares. I just read that and it makes me not like Glamour Dolls. I didn't like Lisa Frank, and it just makes me still not like Lisa Frank.